Thanks, Catherine. I'm reporting live right here at Oakwood Presbyterian Church on Waddle Road in State College, and today is Election Day, November 4th, and it's around 2 o'clock p.m. Polls do close at 8 p.m. As you can see right here, the voter turnout, as they told me earlier, is the largest in history in State College. This is a news break. In the news at this hour, cleanup continues following Wednesday's thunderstorm. City officials now say the damage will be worse than first estimated. Hardest hit was the Oak Hill area, where hundreds of homes were severely damaged. Oak Hill residents are being housed in school gymnasiums across the city. Some temporary trailer housing is also on standby. Elsewhere in Pennsylvania, thousands of homes remain without power following the storm, and the City Power Authority says it'll be as much as a week before all electricity is restored. In other news, Mayor Bill Welch Jr. says he has no comment on accusations that a former city council member may have taken bribes while in office. Ex-councilman Ted Kent is under investigation by the state's attorney. The current temperature is 53 degrees with rain predicted later today. Join us at 6 for more on these and other stories. I'm Shane Gazowski with Newsbreak from the area's news leader, WJAC. See you at 6. Thanks, Catherine. I'm reporting live right here at Oakwood Presbyterian Church on Waddle Road in State College, and today is Election Day, November 4th, and it's around 2 o'clock p.m. Polls do close at 8 p.m. As you can see right here, the voter turnout, as they told me earlier, is the largest in history in State College. The State College polls open up at 7 a.m. this morning. Right now, they are up to 1,600 voters. 67th District Judge of Elections Jim Bowman tells us why this day is an important day in the country.
We had today, every election like we had election today, this country would be a whole lot better. Everybody would have a say, nobody would have a reason to complain, and I think whatever it took to turn them on, I'm glad they came out.
With 6 hours remaining in the polls, Jim Bowman says he will not be surprised if the voters exceed 3,000. The polls do close at 8 o'clock, so if you're planning on voting today, come on in, vote, and there is some free stuff inside, so come and express your vote and right to vote. I am Shane Gazowski reporting from the Center County Report. Back to you, Catherine, in the studio. The Borough Council in Center County is currently overlooking the law with chickens. That's right, chickens. The new proposal says that each household is limited to 4 chickens. The proposal also says that chickens must be fenced in and 50 feet away from neighboring homes. This new ordinance came into effect because of a woman's neighbors who live in College Heights complaining about her chickens. Councilman James Rosenberger says what the neighbors complained about.
The law, and her neighbors who live in College Heights are afraid that it will, be smelly or noisy or, not a pleasant addition to the neighborhood.
On the contrary, State College resident Chris Ohl owns 5 chickens and his neighbors don't mind. The Ohl household on South Pew Street in State College, they have 5 chickens in a gated community and they're 10 feet away from the neighboring household. Neighbors don't have a problem with it, so it seems like the new ordinance will not affect them in any way. Chris Ohl tells us how chickens are like any other house pet.
They're not a threat, no more so than a cat or a dog might be. And as you can see, this is about as noisy as they get, just this little background noise.
Rosenberger says it's important to understand both sides of the argument before constructing a new law.
Always time for public input, and we want to hear from both sides, because if you're going to make a law, you're always balancing, trying to balance the pros and the cons.
Rosenberger says they won't be making a final decision for about a couple months. He predicts they will have their decision by December. For the Center County Report, I'm Shane Gazowski. Center County voters flocked to the polls on what could turn out to be record numbers in this election. At the corner of Keller and East Prospect Avenue, the State College Friends Quaker Meeting House line wait was about 2 hours. Justin Bras, a 5th District campaign manager for Mark McCracken, tells us how busy this poll has been.
Turnout's great. I mean, the lines are long everywhere. The hub is packed. This is one of the longest lines I've seen at State College.
All polls opened at 7 this morning. Rachel Gross, senior, studying public relations at Penn State, tells us how the rush started early this morning.
I woke up this morning at 7 o'clock because I thought that the lines would be shorter in the morning because college students wouldn't want to wake up, but the line was still about an hour long.
The voter turnout at Oakwood Presbyterian Church on Waddle Road was no different. Today is Election Day, November 4th, and it's around 2 o'clock p.m. Polls do close at 8 p.m. As you can see right here, the voter turnout, as they told me earlier, is the largest in history in State College. This location alone projected over 3,000 voters. Republican House nominee Tom Martin says this is the largest voter turnout he'd seen in decades and why he believes so many people came out to vote today.
That's the issue. It's the economy. It's the spending.
67th District Judge of Elections Jim Bowman told us he wishes every election had a turnout like this year.
I think today, if we had today, every election like we had election today, this country would be a whole lot better. Everybody would have a say. Nobody would have a reason to complain. And I think whatever it took to turn them on, I'm glad they came out.
And the voters really did turn out. In State College alone, the overall percentage of voters was 69%. This is the first time in 40 years the turnout was above 60%. For the Center County Report, I'm Shane Gazowski.